Listen closely, because this message is for your heart. Right now, there's a person from your past or present who is undergoing a powerful shift. The universe is guiding them to a moment of clarity, and you are at the center of that revelation. The angels are emphasizing a truth you need to hear. Your influence in that person's life was exceptional. You handled their complex energy with a patience and depth that others could not match. While they were lost in turmoil, you provided a steadiness that seemed to defy the chaos. That unique skill you have, it's being recognized by their soul now in a way it never was before. Consider your true role. You weren't just a comfort, you were a foundation. During their times of inner crisis, when fear or unresolved pain took over, you offered a refuge of calm. You instinctively looked past their reactions and defenses, seeing the core of who they are. In a world that asked them to wear masks, you gave them a rare space where they could set those masks down. That is a profound form of love. Remember the dynamic. They would arrive at your door, whether physically or emotionally, in pieces. And without dramatic gestures or lengthy advice, your mere presence began to restore them. Your stability acted like a gentle medicine for a spirit that had been hurting for a very long time. This was never about clever conversations. This was about the safe, healing atmosphere you naturally radiated. Here is the vital insight to hold on to. This work of being someone's emotional sanctuary is holy, but it is also exhausting. The divine acknowledges the immense cost of this silent labor. You supported a transformation in them, even while they resisted changing. You offered your light to guide them, often while standing in their shadow. Yet, this sacred responsibility has another side. Continuously grounding someone else's instability can quietly drain your own spirit. The very empathy that makes you a healer requires its own source of replenishment. The angels are highlighting this not to criticize your compassion, but to champion your well-being. Your ability to care for others is a gift, but it is not meant to come at the expense of your own peace. This brings us to the turning point. The acknowledgement of your impact is not the end of the message, it's the foundation for what comes next. The angels are leading you toward a crucial understanding about your own journey and the protection of your energy. You did far more than offer a shoulder to lean on. You held up a mirror. In that mirror, they saw everything they had spent a lifetime avoiding. Their hidden addictions, the toxic cycles they couldn't break, their core fears, and all the parts of themselves they had locked away in shame. You reflected their own shadow back to them, and it was terrifying. Think about it, most people in their world let them hide. They accepted the performance, the charming persona, the carefully crafted story. But you saw straight through the act. Your love was so genuine, so clear, that it lit up every unhealed corner inside them. This was the most precious gift possible, but for them, it was also unbearably uncomfortable. You became the living proof of their patterns. You showed them how they avoid hard truths, how they flee when connection gets deep, how they struggle to sit with pain. You reflected their need to control, their fear of being truly seen, their resistance to real closeness. Every time they felt your love, they were forced to see the painful gap between the person they were and the person they had the potential to be. So they ran. They ran fast and hard, trying to escape the reflection you provided. The intensity of your love demanded a level of self-awareness they weren't ready for. It felt easier to leave the relationship than to begin the difficult work on themselves. It felt simpler to blame you than to face their own healing. But now, a profound change is happening. The person who ran from you is now being guided back. They are emerging from a direction you didn't predict, at a time you couldn't have foreseen. This is not a random accident. This is the result of divine work. While you were moving forward, the universe was orchestrating a greater plan. The angels have been active in the unseen, rearranging circumstances, closing old doors that led nowhere and clearing paths for true restoration. What felt like a painful ending was, in truth, a necessary beginning. That period of separation wasn't a punishment, it was sacred preparation. Sometimes, the old structure must be completely taken apart so that something stronger and more authentic can be built in its place. What caused this dramatic turnaround? Your absence. When you made the courageous choice to step back, to stop giving your time, your energy, and your emotional labor, you removed the mirror. In that sudden silence, their world shattered. The noise of the old dynamic fell away, and for the first time, they were left alone with the very reflection they had tried to flee. Your withdrawal became the catalyst for their awakening. You had become their entire foundation. When you stepped back to choose yourself, you left them facing the hollow emptiness they always feared. This wasn't cruel, it was wise. You saw the truth: you can't save someone who won't save themselves. You weren't built to be anyone's only source of light. As Galatians 6 verse 5 says, we each must carry our own load. You were carrying theirs, and it was crushing you. So you listened to that divine whisper, enough. Choose you. That choice wasn't selfish. It was sacred. By filling your own cup, you loved both of you. For the first time, they have no one to hide behind. They are alone with their pain, and this lonely fire is where real change begins. Now, they compare everyone to you. No one measures up. They miss not just your love, but the deep safety you provided. Your absence has forced a confrontation. Nightmares haunt them, not just dreams, but messages. The universe sends signs. Your name, your song, repeating numbers like 1111. These are breadcrumbs leading them to one truth: they must change. This is their dark night of the soul. Every lie they've believed is being stripped away. It feels like breaking. But this breaking is necessary. We sometimes must lose everything to understand what mattered. Your leaving wasn't the end, it was the catalyst. It forced them onto the only path that leads to growth, their own. God uses our deepest losses to build our greatest comebacks. The old foundation had to crack so a stronger one could be laid. Your courage to walk away started this process. You stopped carrying their burden. Now, they must carry it themselves. You've perfectly described the sacred breakdown before the breakthrough. Now, let's see inside their heart. They are drowning in regret. Their mind replays every time they pushed you away or took you for granted. The little things they ignored, your laugh, your caring glance, your quiet support, now haunt them. In the silence you left, the volume of your love is all they can hear. In their private pain, they write mental apologies. They take back every hurtful word, choosing vulnerability over pride. They confess in prayers and journals, "You brought me to life, and I ran because I was afraid." A brutal truth dawns. They chased career, goals, and image, but lost you, the one thing that gave it all meaning. They gained the world but forfeited their soul. Their achievements feel hollow now. Here's the core truth: they pushed you away on purpose. They thought your anger would be easier than your compassion, which mirrored their own self-hatred. Their sabotage was never about you, it was an internal war, a belief they were unworthy of pure love. The tragic irony? In trying to avoid future hurt, they created their greatest fear, losing you. Now, that regret is a physical weight. They can't escape reminders of you. Their heart screams for a second chance they fear is gone forever. But there's another layer: they see your transformation. You glow with a new strength. You've healed, set boundaries, and reclaimed your power. You operate on a new frequency that demands respect. You no longer accept crumbs, shrink, or pour energy into unmatched effort. Your boundaries declare, I value myself. To reach my light, you must rise to meet it. Your journey faced your own shadows, overgiving, hoping over seeing, fearing loneliness. You learned that love without respect is just attachment. Your peace is now non-negotiable. They see this new you. And they realize the love they took for granted now comes with a standard they must earn. This is your earned truth. You now know that connection without consistency is just confusion. Potential without action is an empty promise. You've learned to trust yourself, honor your needs, and protect your peace above all else. This new you isn't just healed, it's magnetic. There's a deep wisdom in your eyes and a calm confidence in your step. You speak your truth and know your worth. You are whole. And that wholeness is your brightest light. They see it all. It stirs a storm of awe and deep regret within them. They think, this is who they became without me. This is what I lost. But they realize something crucial, this new you will not accept the old them. The person who took you for granted no longer has a place in your life. They know that any future requires their true transformation, proven through steady action, not just words. The old tactics, love bombing, empty promises, won't work. You recognize the patterns now. Your discernment is sharp. This truth terrifies them, because they can't fake their way back. But it also motivates them, because you are living proof that change is possible. You have given them hope. So hear this, your step back was not abandonment. It was the ultimate act of love. You gave them the space and silence they needed to face themselves. Choosing yourself wasn't selfish, it was sacred obedience to a higher call. You loved them enough to release them, and in doing so, you loved yourself into freedom. That is your power. That is why your future is radiant and secure. Listen. You made the choice to heal yourself and grow. That required incredible bravery and trust. Remember the story in the Bible about the son who left home. His father didn't run after him. He didn't try to force him to stay. He allowed him to leave, understanding that some people must travel to a distant place and face their lowest point before they can truly find their way back. When the son returned, humble and changed, his father was simply there, waiting with love. Your role was the same as that father's, to love, but not to control. You were never responsible for their path, only for your own. And while they have been walking their difficult road, you have been traveling a powerful one of your own. You have been rising. You are no longer giving your power away. You feel complete within yourself. This inner fullness is what makes you truly luminous now. Every time you chose your own peace, the spiritual realm rejoiced. The angels celebrate each boundary you created. They have watched with joy as you stepped fully into the strength and purpose that were always yours. Now, understand this clearly, you are forever changed. The person who once accepted crumbs is gone. You now know your value. You guard your energy. You move in sync with a higher plan and its perfect timing. No one can ever take this newfound truth from you. So what happens now? Your next chapter will be defined by a deep and quiet beauty. It may include this person, if they return with genuine change. Or, it may introduce someone entirely new, someone who recognizes your worth immediately and matches it with their actions. Either way, you are entering a season of real partnership, where love is a safe harbor built on mutual respect and steady effort. What is being prepared for you is so good, so right, that the past pain will finally make sense. It will feel like a necessary fire that shaped you into the person who can now receive such a blessing. Have faith in this process. Have faith in the timing. Above all, have faith in yourself. You have already shown the ultimate strength, the courage to choose your own well-being, even when it broke your heart to do so. This is why the angels honor you. We pray now for every heart that receives this message. We give thanks for the deep inner knowing that guides us, that shows us the difference between a lesson and a love, and gives us the strength to walk away from what dims our light, even when it is hard. For we have learned that love, to be real, must be built on more than feeling. It requires honor, reliability, and a true meeting of effort. May this understanding settle into your spirit as a permanent peace. May your steps forward be confident, knowing you are guided, you are held, and you are ready for what comes next. We trust that what is destined for you will arrive at the perfect moment. Amen. We bring every wounded place before you now, the betrayals, the feelings of being overlooked, the moments their kindness was met with indifference. Gently touch those spaces in their heart that still feel tender and raw. Pour your healing over every hurt, every letdown, and every silent tear cried in the lonely dark. Remind them that you have witnessed it all, that you have saved every one of those tears, and that not a single moment of their sorrow has been without purpose. Lord, grant them clear sight. If this person is destined to return, let them come back made new, truly healed, ready to honor the love they once failed to see. Let their proof be in their daily actions, not in fleeting words. Let them return as someone who is finally ready to be a safe place for another heart. But if this story is truly over, if this person is not part of the future you have written, then gently prepare their heart for the connection you have already prepared. Send them a partner who will see their worth from the very start. Someone who will treasure them with steady hands, match their depth of feeling, and honor their love as the sacred gift it is. Strengthen their resolve. Father, whisper to their spirit every single day, you are worthy of a real and steady love. Help them to never again choose the idea of someone over the truth, or empty promises over proven care. Protect their hard-won peace. Guard their renewed energy. Surround them with your light so that nothing can shake the calm they have built within themselves. We speak breakthrough and restoration over their life. We believe that what was meant to break them is being turned into a testimony. What was lost is being gathered and returned in greater measure. What is coming will outshine anything they have known. We declare that their next season will be filled with true partnership, relationships that bring joy, respect, and mutual growth. Grant them patience to trust your timing. Grant them wisdom to see the difference between real change and a convincing performance. Grant them courage to keep choosing their own well-being, even when doubt whispers. And grant them unwavering faith that you are weaving every thread, even the painful, confusing, and broken ones, into a tapestry of good. We thank you that they are not the same person they were. They are stronger. They are wiser. They walk in their truth. They know their value, and from this day forward, they will settle for nothing.